welcome to the channel, Nature's Reality 360, where we bring you the reality of nature. Today is Wednesday, October 18th, and unfortunately, I do have to start with some sad news, okay? But it's going to bring us into a much broader topic that I think really needs to be discussed. I somewhat stumbled on a little bit of a scandal today, guys. Can't wait to tell you about it, so let's jump right in, okay? Like I said, unfortunately, I do have to report some bad news. Rani the elephant passed away at the St. Louis Zoo on Friday. I'm going to play a video in the background of Rani when she was pregnant in 2019, okay? And then I'll give you the details. So this is Rani here, and this is Raja in the back. That's the father, okay? Rani was brought to the St. Louis Zoo in 2001 with her mother. She's lived there ever since. She's been a very popular attraction at the zoo. Everyone loves Rani. Everyone knows Raja. She was 27 years old when she passed on Friday. And what exactly caused Rani to die is what's in question. We don't have the exact answer yet, and we're going to discuss that right now. And it's going to, like I said, it's going to bring us into another topic too. So here we go. I'm going to tell you, let's say our final goodbye, R.I.P. to Rani the elephant. Okay. She was an Asian elephant, by the way, if I didn't already state that. And what happened was, apparently, someone had their service animal with them at the zoo. And the service animal got loose. It was a dog, and it was unleashed. That was their words. The dog was unleashed, and it got into a restricted area, apparently, a non-public area, okay? And it caused a bit of commotion. The employees were trying to catch the dog. They couldn't catch the dog, and it riled up one of the elephants that was outside of the barn. Now, Rani was inside the barn eating, and they did say, the elephant care workers did say that Rani never saw the dog. But when they brought the other elephant who was getting agitated outside of the barn, they brought that elephant inside, and the other elephants in the barn started getting agitated, okay? And this caused Rani to get into some distress. And from what the workers there said, Rani started walking in circles and making some vocalizations, letting it be known she was in distress. And then she collapsed and her heart gave out. They did try to revive Rani, and they were unsuccessful. Now, they did a necropsy, which is an animal autopsy. They did a necropsy on Rani, and they found out that she did have some changes in her heart previously. So she had some pre-existing issues before this incident. So they don't know if this is what caused it 100%, but they're not saying that these, previous heart conditions are causing it either. So they're not giving us a definite answer, which is fine. It just made me start thinking, okay? I'm down here in Florida. There's a lot of older people down here, right? But even taking that into account, I feel like I've been seeing a lot more animals at a lot more places too, right? Like they're in every restaurant now, the barbershop. Pretty soon they're going to be in the dentist's office, the doctor's office, right? And I want to just make it clear, okay? I'm all about animals. If you watch my channel, you know I love animals. There's no arguing that. My entire channel is basically animals and nature, right? But I'm also a reasonable person, okay? And, I agree. We as a society have agreed that service animals are okay, and some people with disabilities need to have their service animals, and that's fine. No one's arguing that. But I started looking into it, and I was right. There's been a 279% increase since 2011 of people having these emotional support animals, which is a whole other category. We're going to get in that in a second. So since 2011, there's been a 279% increase. And even the person who wrote this article is saying it doesn't really correlate with the rise in mental health conditions either. Okay. And it's kind of leaving a little space, a little loophole for some people to take advantage, right? Now, I want to be very careful. I support service animals, but service animal is a very specific thing. Okay. A service animal is defined as a dog, specifically a dog who has been trained, right? It's been properly trained to work or perform tasks for the benefit of an individual with a disability. And that's perfectly fine. But they're certified by the state. They've been trained to do life-saving tasks. They know, certain individual things that they are trained to do. So that's a little different than this new category that I think maybe not everyone knows just popped up more recently. And that's going to be the emotional support animal, an ESA. Okay, now that's different than a service animal. Listen to this. ESA, emotional support animal, can be virtually any type of animal that serves as a companion for those suffering from the effects of mental disorders or who experience anxiety or emotional instability. Now, I want to make it clear. I feel for anyone who has a mental disorder, who has anxiety, who suffers from depression. I've experienced things like that in my past. We're all human. I get it. And I don't want to deny anyone the help that they need. But there's certain scenarios where people may be taken advantage. Okay. So they're saying here for landlords. Okay. Apparently in the Federal Fair Housing Act, if I want to rent an apartment from you and it's a place where they don't allow pets, if I say I have an emotional support animal, you have to accommodate me no matter what the rules say. And that's what it says in the Federal Fair Housing Act. Okay. The other thing, if you charge, say you are a place that allows pets, most of these places charge a pet fee. You've probably seen it. I've seen it. $10, $20 per animal. If I say it's an emotional support animal, I bypass the fee. I don't even have to pay the pet fee. So this does leave room for some people, and I'm sure if anyone's doing it, it's a small group. I don't want to talk bad about anybody who needs a service animal or a emotional support animal. I totally agree with that. I'm just letting it be known, and other people are talking about it as well. There is room for some shenanigans, we'll call it, right? So if you're a landlord, be careful, because apparently you cannot ask about a person's disability. So if I were to come to you and say I have an emotional support animal, you're not even allowed to ask, well, what's your disability? So if you're a landlord, pay close attention. What you can do is you can ask, do you have a documented medical need for an emotional support animal, and can you provide it in writing? So that's something that you as a landlord, you are allowed to ask. If you have a person applying to be a tenant, you can ask them, do you have this documentation? And if they say they do not, at that point, you are allowed to reject the application, and you can tell them they're not allowed to live there. Now, if they do come to you with a certificate, you still have to be careful, because apparently they can get these certificates online for $60, fake ones. Okay, so they are making fake ones, so you got to be very cautious. Now, if you are a landlord and you're looking to spot a fake one, you can go right here to this website, the Real Property Management, right here. Okay, they're qualified to spot the fakes. All right, so if you're a landlord, you ever run into this issue, this is where you want to go. So yeah, let us know what you think down in the comments. Do you agree with service animals, emotional support animals? Are you against them? Do you think they should be banned? Do you think there should be no rules whatsoever and anyone should be able to bring any animal anywhere they want to? Let us know what you think. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I hope you enjoyed it. I really appreciate you being here. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for another video at Nature's Reality 360, and we'll catch you later. Woo!